Okay, so we're at the WrestleMania prediction show now, and this is technically spread over 2 nights. They are doing a special Friday WrestleMania Smackdown, but I'm not really going to cover that too in depth. I'm just going to do. There's only 2 real matches of note, and I'll just give those predictions right here and now. I don't have pictures for them, so I had to make do with what I could find. For the tag match, it's going to be Ziggler and Root retaining their titles. I don't think there's really going to be any change there. There's not really a reason to. No one cares about the SmackDown tag titles, so I don't really see them changing. And in the Battle Royale, I like Jey Uso. Okay, so there. Just, again, kind of seems obvious. Okay, so we're going to be running through the match, or Night 1 match lineup at this point, so these are all matches taking place on Night 1. This is probably not the match order exactly, but we'll just do that when we can. No kickoff show matches because they want the first match, which I suspect will be a certain one, but I'll get to that when we get there. So yeah, no kickoff show matches because they want the first match. It's going to be in front of a live crowd to have a big match feel to it. Okay, so anyway, our first match to cover, though, is going to be the 4-way women's tag team turmoil match with the winner getting the shot the next night on Night 2. The competing teams are Naomi and Lana, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, Natalya and Tamina, and the Riot Squad. Okay, so I guess going into this match, they've kind of tried to beef up Natalya and Tamina a little bit, that they feel like they're underrepresented in terms of women. They had this kind of promo with Paul Heyman where he took them to task because they've never really shown the gumption. They've always been too complacent. Okay, Natalya's a multi-time champion. I mean, Tamina has tried, like, they have really tried. You know, she's never won a pay-per-view match outside of pinning R-Truth for a brief 24/7 championship reign. So I can understand that, and you can see where maybe they're building towards that, but they're heels, and Baszler and Nia Jax are heels, so I don't really see them winning. One could also figure the Riot Squad are probably the most over of these teams, so they could maybe win, but again, we've kind of been down that road a lot, but there's another road we've been down quite a bit that I don't think has ever really reached its end, and this could possibly provide an opportunity for that to happen. And yeah, so I'm picking Naomi and Lana to win the tag team turmoil match, because again, this way maybe we can finally bring closure to the Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax keep beating up Lana storyline that should have ended in November, or not even November, December. So yeah, maybe that's the more likely of those candidates to follow through on that. I'm not entirely sure. But we'll cover that possible match next, or not next on this, but in the next segment when we cover Night 2, I guess. After that, we have the tag team, Miz and Morrison versus Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. Yeah, I'm guessing Bad Bunny and Damian Priest win this. There's not really a reason to have Miz and Morrison win. Miz is too much of a joke. Yeah, I don't think you bring a celebrity on to have them lose. Exactly, so yeah, that's probably just a little too obvious there. After that, we have the Raw Tag Team Championship match. The New Day putting the championships up against AJ Styles and Omos. I'm guessing AJ and Omos win this because they're, again, not really a reason to have. I mean, New Day can take the loss. They're over. They'll still be over whether they have championships or not. And again, that tag team division is so decimated right now. Maybe just injecting a little bit of lifeblood in it could finally help beef it back up. I mean, I thought when the Hurt Business had it, they could have done it. And they really didn't defend it all that much, and then they lost it just as quickly. So, again, probably won't mean as much, but hey, we give them a tag title change, so that could be really big. Okay, our next match is Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. I know everyone wants Cesaro to win this match. I personally would like to see Cesaro win this match and get the big push that he's been needing for so long, but that just makes me think he'll lose even more, unfortunately, and that's why I'm picking Seth Rollins. Maybe we'll get a Nakamura heel turn here, but again, just doesn't really. Again, I'm guessing Rollins wins this. He lost last year. I don't see. I mean, we can make the loss up there, and again, maybe start repositioning him as on the card a bit too. So, again, I know people want Cesaro to win. I want Cesaro to win, but I just don't think. Again, the fact that everyone thinks he's going to win just makes me think, oh, WWE is going to do the opposite there. After that, we have the steel cage match, Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. I'm guessing this one, Shane's probably going to win, but he'll lose by winning, basically. They'll probably do what they did with Kevin Owens last few years ago. If you remember, he took on Braun Strowman in a cage match. Strowman threw him off the cage and through the announce table, and I'm guessing we'll probably get something like that. Shane will take just the big wacky bump and thus win, barely scrape him by. Like maybe Elias and Jackson Riker will interfere, but again, it doesn't really make sense. I don't know if it makes sense for Strowman to win, but I could say, again, Shane will win, but he'll lose by winning, basically. Yeah, again, he'll take the crazy bump and he'll barely walk away, and probably won't even realize that he won the match. So, yeah, again, I could just see that playing out like that. Okay, so now we have the SmackDown Women's Championship match, Bianca Belaire versus Sasha Banks. So this is probably the one that's probably going to kick the show off. At least that's what all indicators have, indicated. And so, this is a tough one because I think when she initially won, there was a lot of momentum behind Bianca Belaire. I think they had, like I said, there's momentum. People seem to like her. Everything seems to be going well. Now it's like, but it seems that WWE has suddenly cooled on this in the last few weeks. And so Sasha Banks' heel turn did not go over quite as they had anticipated. And it's just kind of, now this feud is a little bit lifeless. Hopefully they can have a good match, straighten things out. I'm going to pick Bianca Belaire to win this. Again, I think it makes a bit more sense to have her win. You win the Rumble, you probably should win the WrestleMania match. I mean, to have them lose, it kind of negates everything to an extent. Which is funny if you bear with me on my predictions here. But yeah, like I said, I'm picking Bianca Belaire to win that. And we're going to round off night one with the WWE Championship match, Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. And again, I'm guessing to make up for last year where McIntyre had to basically perform in an empty arena to get his WrestleMania moment. They'll give him one in front of a proper audience this time. So yeah, McIntyre will probably win that. Lashley is still big enough that he can come back, maybe even win the championship again. He's over enough as a heel now. I think he can take the loss. I don't think he would look weak in any way, shape, or form. The fact they broke the Hurt business up so early. I know there's this theory out there that, this is just a smokescreen because Cedric and Shelton aren't in the Hurt business anymore, so now they can interfere. But yeah, I don't really see that happening. Again, you're clearly making this to give McIntyre his proper WrestleMania moment. So yeah, that's what they're probably going to do right there. All right, so we'll be back in just a second with night two.
Wouldn't it be great if
you were sent to ring facing the great Garbanzo in the wrestling match of the year? And wouldn't it be great if the sponsor was a beer? A really great beer like Keystone, the fresh cold filtered beer in a can that tastes like beer in a bottle because of Keystone's specially lime can. And wouldn't it be great if Garbanzo excused himself and you left with his manager, the lovely Darlene? Cold filtered Keystone and Keystone Light. Bottled beer taste in a can. Wouldn't that be great?
Okay, so we're going to start off night two. Again, not a real match order. I don't know how it's all going to play out exactly. But we're going to start off night two with the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler putting the championships on the line against my prediction, Naomi and Lana. It's funny given the way I said everything back there. But yeah, I actually see Jax and Baszler retaining the Tag Team Championships here. Again, none of these women's tag teams really have any momentum, so I wouldn't be too surprised if they just kept them on, like I said, Jackson Baszler, and maybe bring up someone else to the main roster to compete against them. I think they're more successful on those two than they would be on anyone else. Funny the way I'm picking Naomi and Lana so they could bring closure to this. But yeah, I don't really see that playing out in any way, shape, or form. So yeah. Anyway, after that, we have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn with Logan Paul. What exactly Paul's job in this match is going to be, Is he the referee? Is he enforcer? Right now they're just saying Sami Zayn with Logan Paul. So at this point, I guess if Paul is in Zayn's corner, he'll probably interfere on Zayn's behalf, and Zayn will win. Again, Owens won last year. I think he can take another loss. He could take a loss this year and be okay. Not to mention, I think Sami needs it right now a bit more. Again, help reposition him on the card, reposition him as a possible threat now. I don't know against whom, but you get the idea. After that, we have the United States Championship match, which is Riddle versus Sheamus. I'm going with Riddle on this one. Sheamus doesn't need a championship right now. I think he could. Again, I think he can take a loss. He's had his tenure in the company, and helping to make a bigger star in Riddle and help elevate that championship a little bit more with a good match, I think would work a lot better for him than winning it. And so, yeah, again, I don't see any reason to take the championship off Riddle. He just won it, a little over a month ago. So, yeah, it just doesn't really make any sense to change anything. And then we have Randy Orton versus The Fiend. No real stipulations in this match, so I don't know if I don't think it's going to be another Firefly Funhouse. I think it's just going to be more of a straight match. But, again, I'm guessing The Fiend gets his vengeance and wins this. Again, doesn't really make any sense to bring The Fiend back to lose. So, yeah, just going with that one there. And then we have the Nigerian drum match for the Intercontinental Championship, Biggie versus Apollo Cruz. I don't know what exactly a Nigerian drum match entails, but I'm guessing it's something to do with no disqualification. And, given this is Apollo's like 6th or 7th time going after the Intercontinental Championship, he should probably win it this time through. I mean, not really. Again, Biggie can take the loss now. He's had a decent run. Have Apollo win it. Again, we can reposition him on the card, make him a big champion now. I think he can be a big star. Like, this heel turn's been a long time coming. I mean, the only other time he's really flirted with it, like when he first did the Titus Worldwide thing, he was kind of heelish in that, but they never really fully pulled the trigger. And I think this is going to help. And him winning will help elevate him as well. Again, Biggie, he can start getting ready to move on to bigger things hopefully soon. Okay, and that brings us to the Raw Women's Championship match, Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. I think Ripley really needs to get back the loss she had last year, where she walked in and challenged Charlotte Flair and lost the NXT Championship. They didn't put the championship back on her there. She probably needs to win this time through. So yeah, I'm picking Rhea Ripley here. I think it'll be a great match. Again, Asuka's over enough. She can take the loss at this point. I'm really glad they didn't do anything to make this a triple threat. I know Charlotte's been, I don't know if she's been fully cleared to come back yet, but they would say, well, she could technically be back at that point, but it's like, no, we don't need that. Charlotte can miss a Mania. I think it'll be okay. Again, I'm really looking forward to this. I think it'll be a great match, and I do like Rhea Ripley to win. And that leads us into the final match of night 2, the triple threat match for the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Bryan. Daniel Bryan, I guess. Sorry. And, yeah, I'm going with Reigns in this one. What little momentum I thought they had with Edge winning the Rumble, I think is lost to this heel turn, and putting Daniel Bryan in there, yeah, again, it's just, it makes Edge not winning the Rumble look winning the Rumble look pointless, and, it just, again, Bryan had an opportunity. I'm not counting that Elimination Chamber one, but he's had a couple opportunities here and there. Like maybe he should have been the one to win it, or do something where they fall over the rope simultaneously. Again, they obviously had Edge challenge Reigns a little too early in that, but yeah, I'm guessing Reigns wins this. There's really no reason for him to lose the championship. Again, he needs to be doing this head of the table shtick. I mean, to have even Daniel Bryan or Edge win it and then immediately drop it back to him, I think just really kind of makes it seem pointless. Like I said, it just adds to the pointlessness. So again, it just makes sense to have Reigns retain the title here. So yeah, that's my big pick there. So again, here's a quick recap of those. Okay, so the next video is going to be the recap and review of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. I'm going to be doing both nights in one. Well, I won't be reviewing both nights in one video. I'll recap night one in one video. Recap night. There'll be two different segments, is what I'm trying to say there. Night one will be its own segment. Night two will be its own segment. Or should I say, Stand will be its own segment, and Deliver will be its own segment, and then I'll just merge it into one video. There'll be one video recovering it. I think you get the point. And then, of course, we'll be doing all that for WrestleMania as well, both nights. That will be out in one video, and that'll probably be out on Monday. See you all next time. Hey guys, remember to check out my Patreon at patreon.com/SleepyTimeForCat Productions, where you can help me expand my wrestling coverage to stuff beyond WWE, NXT, and the occasional AEW free show.